If you're over 60, listen carefully. What you do in the last 2 hours before bed could quietly raise your risk of stroke overnight, without you even realizing it. According to the American Heart Association, nearly 40% of strokes in older adults happen at night or within the first hours after waking up. And here's something surprising. Researchers from Harvard University found that many of these events aren't caused by chronic disease alone. They're triggered by the small, everyday habits we repeat every evening. Maybe it's that late-night snack, that extra drink to relax, or falling asleep in front of the TV. Each of these can set off a silent chain reaction inside your body, raising blood pressure, thickening your blood, or disrupting the delicate balance your heart and brain depend on while you sleep. But here's the good news. You can take control. I'm a geriatric health specialist here in the US, and in today's video, we'll uncover 7 nighttime habits that silently increase your risk of stroke. And more importantly, the simple, science-backed ways to fix them. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to turn your evening routine into one that protects your heart, supports your brain, and helps you sleep peacefully, instead of putting your health at risk. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. How old are you, and do you think this information could help you or someone you love? Share your thoughts in the comments below. My team and I read every one of them. Thank you for being here on Senior Health Tips, Healthy Aging. Now let's get started. Number 7. Eating too late or too heavy at night. Eating late may not just affect your digestion, it can quietly strain your heart and brain. Let me explain. When we're younger, our bodies can handle a late dinner, maybe even a midnight snack. But after 60, things change. Our metabolism slows down, our arteries stiffen, and our heart doesn't pump quite as efficiently as it once did. So what happens when you eat a big meal right before bed? Your body sends most of its blood flow straight to your stomach to handle digestion, leaving less circulation for your heart and brain, just when both need steady oxygen through the night. Think of your body like a city. When the power plant, your digestive system, starts working overtime, the lights in the downtown area, your heart and brain, begin to dim. Everything slows down. It's not dramatic, but it happens quietly, night after night. And science backs this up. A 2020 study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that adults who regularly ate after 8 p.m. had, on average, 10 to 15 points higher blood pressure and a 23% greater risk of stroke compared to those who ate earlier. That's not a small difference. That's the kind of shift doctors notice immediately in clinic charts. Now imagine doing that for years. Your heart never fully rests. Your blood pressure stays slightly elevated through the night. And while you sleep, small blood vessels in the brain, already fragile with age, endure just a little more pressure than they should. But here's the good news. This is one of the easiest habits to change. Try having dinner before 7:30 p.m. and keep it lighter. Grilled vegetables, soup, or a small portion of lean protein. Avoid fried, salty, or high-fat foods that take longer to digest. And if you find yourself hungry later, don't go for leftovers. Reach for something gentle like a warm glass of milk, a bit of yogurt, or a few slices of soft fruit. These small changes can make a big difference. They give your heart the rest it deserves, your brain the oxygen it needs, and your body the calm it craves before sleep. Number 6. Drinking alcohol or caffeine at night. A glass of wine to relax? Sounds harmless, until your blood pressure spikes while you sleep. For many people, that evening drink feels like a small reward at the end of a long day. It helps you unwind, takes the edge off, maybe even helps you fall asleep faster. But what most people don't realize is that alcohol's effect doesn't end there. It changes halfway through the night. Here's what happens inside your body. At first, alcohol relaxes the blood vessels, which makes you feel warm and sleepy. But as your liver breaks it down, your nervous system swings in the opposite direction. Your blood vessels tighten again, your heart rate jumps, and your blood pressure surges like a rubber band snapping back. The Mayo Clinic published a study in 2022 showing that drinking alcohol within 3 hours of bedtime raised nighttime blood pressure by an average of 17% and triggered irregular heart rhythms in 1 out of 4 adults over 60. That's a big deal. Those rhythm changes, called arrhythmias, are one of the leading silent triggers for stroke during sleep. And then there's caffeine, the opposite end of the spectrum, but just as tricky. Caffeine doesn't just wake you up. It blocks a calming chemical in your brain called adenosine, fooling your body into staying alert even when you're exhausted. Your heart keeps beating a little faster, your blood vessels stay a little tighter, and your body never fully relaxes. You may fall asleep eventually, but your sleep will be lighter, shorter, and far less restorative, the kind that leaves you feeling drained instead of refreshed. If you often find yourself waking up at 2 or 3 a.m., restless or anxious for no clear reason, this might be why. But the fix is simple. Avoid alcohol after 7 p.m. Your heart and liver will thank you. Skip coffee or black tea after 2 p.m., even if you think you're used to it. Sensitivity to caffeine increases with age, and what didn't bother you at 40 might keep you up at 65. Instead, reach for a soothing cup of chamomile tea, peppermint tea, or warm water with a touch of honey. These calm your nervous system, ease digestion, and gently prepare your body for rest. It's not about giving up pleasure. It's about giving your heart a chance to rest. And trust me, when you wake up feeling clearer, calmer, and more alert, you'll realize that one less drink, or one skipped cup of coffee, was a small price for a healthier morning. Number 5. Skipping water. Before bed, avoiding a trip to the bathroom might seem wise, but dehydration thickens your blood, literally. Many people, especially after 60, tell me the same thing. Doctor, I stopped drinking water at night so I don't have to get up and use the bathroom. And I understand that. Nobody wants their sleep interrupted. But here's the part most people don't realize. When you skip water before bed, your blood quietly becomes thicker, heavier, and slower to move. According to the National Institutes of Health, even mild dehydration can increase your blood's viscosity, or thickness, by 6 to 8%. That may not sound like much, but your heart notices every bit of it. The thicker your blood, the harder your heart must pump to keep it flowing. And when you're asleep, your body is already in its lowest circulation mode. Combine that slower nighttime rhythm with thicker blood, and you've just created the perfect storm for blood clots to form, especially in small, already narrowed arteries in the brain. The Stroke Journal published a 2019 survey showing that older adults who drank too little water in the evening had a 21% higher risk of stroke. Not because of something dramatic, but because their blood simply became too sluggish during sleep. Think of your bloodstream as a river. When there's plenty of water, the current flows smoothly, carrying nutrients and oxygen everywhere. But when the water level drops, the flow slows, sediment builds up, and eventually, the dam breaks. That's what dehydration does inside your veins. Now, you don't need to chug a big glass right before bed. That would only make you wake up more often. The trick is balance. Try sipping half a glass of warm water about 30 minutes before bedtime. That gives your body time to absorb it before you lie down. Avoid drinking too much right before turning off the lights. And if you take diuretic medications, the kind that make you urinate more often, talk to your doctor about adjusting the timing so you're not running to the bathroom at 2 a.m. This small change can make a major difference. It keeps your blood smooth and oxygen-rich through the night, helps your brain cells recover, and reduces those early morning headaches many people mistake for just aging. Hydration isn't just about comfort, it's about protection. Your blood, your heart, and your brain rely on it every night. Number 4. Using your phone or TV before bed. Blue light from screens doesn't just hurt your eyes, it confuses your heart. We've all done it. You're in bed, lights off, phone in hand. Maybe you're scrolling through the news, watching a late-night show, or checking one last message. It feels harmless, even relaxing, but your body doesn't see it that way. Inside your brain, there's a tiny clock, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, that controls your sleep rhythm. It relies on light to tell time. When your eyes catch the blue light from your phone or TV, your brain gets the message. It's daytime, stay alert. According to Harvard Medical School, 2018, exposure to blue light before bed can suppress melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone, by 22%. That means you fall asleep later, sleep more lightly, and your blood pressure doesn't drop the way it should during deep rest. In fact, their study showed nighttime blood pressure averaging 10 points higher in those exposed to screens before bed. And that's not all. The American Journal of Cardiology found that emotionally charged content, the kind you often see scrolling late at night, triggers your sympathetic nervous system, the body's built-in fight or flight mode. Your heart rate rises, blood vessels constrict, and your brain goes on alert even while your eyes start to close. It's like trying to sleep with your foot still pressing on the gas pedal. If you've ever gone to bed after watching the evening news or an intense crime show and wondered why you feel restless, that's your nervous system still running the race. The fix? Give your body a quiet hour before bed to unwind. Turn off your phone, tablet, or TV at least 1 hour before sleep. Let your brain return to its natural rhythm. Try something that slows you down instead of speeding you up. Soft music, a few minutes of meditation, or a paper book. And if you absolutely must use your phone, switch on the night shift or blue light filter mode. It won't solve everything, but it will help reduce that artificial daylight your brain mistakes for morning. Remember, your heart and brain communicate constantly, even in sleep. When one is confused, the other follows. So give them both a break from the noise, the light, and the tension of the screen. Because what happens in that last hour before bed often decides how your heart behaves all night long. Number 3. Sleeping in the wrong position or using a pillow that's too high. Your pillow height could affect your blood pressure more than you think. You see, most people assume that as long as they're lying down, their body is resting. But for your brain and heart, the way you lie down can make all the difference. Here's what science tells us. A 2021 study from the University of Chicago found that when older adults slept with their neck bent forward or used a pillow that was too high, blood flow to the brain dropped by nearly 17%. That's not a small number. Imagine dimming the lights in your house by almost 1/5. Things start to flicker, slow down, and lose clarity. The same thing happens inside your brain when circulation is restricted. Doctors explain it this way. Your neck should stay in a straight line with your spine, not tilted up or folded down. When your head is propped too high, the arteries along the side of your neck, called the carotid arteries, can become slightly compressed. For younger people, that might just mean waking up with a stiff neck. But for older adults, it can mean less oxygen reaching the brain overnight, leading to morning dizziness, headaches, or even spikes in blood pressure. Think of your body as a highway system. Your heart is the main power station, pumping blood through all the roads. When your neck bends unnaturally, it's like creating a traffic jam right where the road leads to your brain. The cars, or in this case, your blood cells, slow down, and pressure builds behind the blockage. So, what's the fix? It's simpler than you might think. Use a low, medium soft pillow, roughly 3 to 5 inches, 8 to 12 centimeters thick. It should fill the natural curve between your head and shoulders. Not lift your head like you're sitting in a recliner. Avoid sleeping on your stomach. That position forces your neck to twist and compress blood vessels for hours. Side sleeping is fine, as long as your pillow keeps your head level with your body, not tilted up or down. And for those who struggle with acid reflux, you can gently elevate your head and chest about 10–15 degrees using a wedge pillow, or by raising the top of your mattress slightly. The key word here is gentle. Too steep an angle will again bend your neck forward and defeat the purpose. When you wake up feeling groggy, lightheaded, or with a pounding heart, it's easy to blame age, stress, or medication. But sometimes it's just gravity and posture working against you while you sleep. Your body spends nearly a third of its life lying down, so the position you choose isn't just about comfort. It's about keeping the blood highways open, the brain well fed, and the heart calm. Number 2. Going to bed stressed or angry. Going to bed angry doesn't just ruin your dreams, it quietly stresses your heart. We've all been there. You have an argument with your spouse, or maybe you spend the evening replaying something that upset you during the day. You turn off the lights, but your mind keeps going. Your heart pounding just a little faster. Your chest feeling tight. It might feel like emotional stress, but inside, your body is acting like it's under attack. According to Harvard Health Publishing, 2020, emotional tension triggers a surge of cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. Cortisol raises blood pressure, speeds up your heart rate, and keeps your body on high alert for up to 6 hours after the stressful event. So even if you fall asleep, your heart doesn't really rest. It's like trying to sleep while your house alarm is still ringing quietly in the background. And here's the part most people don't realize. A study from Yale University found that when people go to bed immediately after an argument or stressful moment, their sleep becomes fragmented, shallow and easily disturbed. Over time, those nights of poor sleep can raise nighttime blood pressure by up to 37%, dramatically increasing stroke risk in older adults. Think of it like this. When your mind holds on to anger, your body does too. Every clenched muscle, every frustrated thought keeps the heart working harder than it should. You might not feel it right away, but your heart and blood vessels do. So what can you do instead? Start with something simple. Before bed, take 5 slow, deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. It helps lower cortisol and signals your body that it's safe to relax. Next, try writing down 3 things you're grateful for that day. It might sound small, but gratitude physically shifts your brain chemistry, increasing serotonin, the calm, balancing hormone that helps you drift into deep sleep. And finally, avoid watching negative news or heated debates at night. They might seem harmless, but even a few minutes of upsetting content can trigger your body's stress response all over again. Remember, peace of mind isn't just about emotions, it's about heart health. When you calm your thoughts before bed, your blood pressure drops, your heartbeat steadies, and your brain gets the oxygen it needs to restore itself. So tonight, before you turn out the lights, take a moment to forgive, to breathe, to let go. Because no argument, no bad day is worth risking your heart. Number 1. Ignoring warning signs before bed. Those small warning signs, a tingling in your fingers, a sudden slur in your words, they might seem minor, but sometimes they're your body's final call for help. Here's something most people don't realize. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, nearly 1 in 3 stroke patients reported having symptoms in the 24 hours before their actual stroke. Things like brief dizziness, blurred vision, slight weakness in one arm, or just feeling off. Many of them ignored it, assuming it was fatigue or stress, and decided to sleep it off. Tragically, some of them never woke up the same. A Johns Hopkins University 2022 study found that 80% of strokes in people over 60 could have been prevented if they had called emergency services right when those first signs appeared. Those little episodes are often mini-strokes, or TIAs, transient ischemic attacks. They happen when a small clot temporarily blocks blood flow to the brain, then clears on its own. It's the body's way of whispering, "Something's wrong. Don't ignore me." Think of it like the warning light on your car dashboard. The engine hasn't failed yet, but if you keep driving without checking it, disaster is only a matter of time. Your body works the same way. That momentary numbness in your hand, that slight droop in your smile, they're not random. They're alarms from your brain asking for attention now, not later. That's why doctors teach something simple but life-saving. The FAST rule, F for face. Ask the person to smile. Does one side droop? A for arms. Raise both arms. Does one drift down? S for speech. Is speech slurred or strange? T for time. If you notice any of these signs, time to call 911 immediately. Never wait to see if it passes. Never assume it's nothing. When it comes to stroke, every minute lost is brain tissue lost. Literally. So if something feels different, even slightly, trust your instincts. You know your body better than anyone else. It's always better to get checked and be told it's nothing than to stay silent and lose the chance to act. Because sometimes, saving your own life starts with not going to bed. Stroke isn't some random bolt from the blue. It's the body's way of whispering warnings, day after day, hoping we'll finally listen. You can't stop time. You can't rewind the years, but you can control what you do tonight, in those quiet hours before you sleep. And that choice, to eat a little earlier, to set the phone aside, to calm your mind, might be the one that protects your heart, your brain, your tomorrow. Awareness isn't fear. It's power. It's the moment you decide to take back control. Not from aging, but from the small, silent habits that chip away at your health. Even changing just 1% of what you do each night can make the next decade of your life stronger, steadier, and freer from worry. So tonight, when you turn off the lights, remember, you're not just ending a day, you're shaping your future. If this video helped you, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone your age who might need a gentle reminder too. And next week, we'll dive into something even more important. 5 early warning signs of stroke while you sleep. You won't want to miss that one. Thank you for staying with me until the end, and may your night be peaceful, your heart calm, and your body safe.